Hello everyone and welcome back. In this video I'll show you how easily you can upcycle a shirt. I hope you will enjoy this video, and if you do, don't forget to hit subscribe, like this video, and let's get into it. First up, you want to grab a shirt you want to upcycle. If yours is already short-sleeved one or you want to leave sleeves as is, skip this step, but I will be turning the shirt into a short-sleeved one, and for reference, I'm going to be using another shirt that is already short-sleeved one as a template. Now, when cutting it, don't forget to leave hem allowance. I'm going to leave about 4 centimeters in total that will be folded over twice. Then you want to repeat the same for your second sleeve. Now it's time to crop the shirt, and I think the best way is either to try it on or use shirt you like the fit of as a guide. This part is important because fabric you cut off will be used for the front flap, so make sure you do cut off enough. I'm leaving 4 centimeter hem allowance again. In terms of color, my shirt has a classic straight point one, so I seam ripped it and was left with the band color instead, which I feel suits the style of the shirt a little bit better. Once I remove the color, all I'm left to do is just to top stitch it shut, but this is again optional. However, if yours is also straight point one, you can easily just take it off and you will be left with a band like you see here. I also seam ripped the tag, which was now exposed, and I had this piece of fabric with embroidery which was basically part of the bottom buttonhole, and I will be sewing this on top to hide any imperfections. Now, to hem your sleeves, you want to fold it in half by what you left for your allowance. It's 2 centimeters for me, and press it. Then again fold it so no raw edges are visible. Press it and secure with pins or clips. Do the same to your other sleeve and make sure they are the same length. Now I'm going to stitch hem in place. I'm positioning my underarm seam as my start, and I will go all around. Don't forget to backstitch to secure at the start and end, and try to sew as close to the hem. And this is how my hems looked at the end. Now to hem the bottom, you will need to do the same thing. Fold it once, press it, fold it again and press it. Using straight stitch, sew it. Mine was bulky at the start, so I used folded fabric to put under my foot to lift it, and then continued to sew in a straight line. Once the bottom was hemmed, I also top stitched my collar going over original stitch line, and I also attached that little piece of fabric on the back of my collar. Now to make the flap, grab the fabric you cut off for the bottom. I'll be using back part only, so I cut off the front pieces, and since I have the pocket, which I like, I'll sew my flap here so that it sits over the buttons and to the left. This part is kind of a wiggle. See how you want your flap to sit and cut it to shape. I didn't want the flap to overlap my collar, so I trimmed it around. And just because this top part is a little curved, I'm going to be using bias tape. So you want to cut your bias tape to size. Have your piece right side up, and then unfold one edge of your bias tape and pin it in place along the edge. Then using straight stitch, sew it across. Once you're done, you're gonna fold it over to the wrong side and press it, and then just finally stitch it in place again. Now that the top part is hemmed, I placed it on the shirt again to see what length I need, and I trimmed excess, leaving allowance to finish the bottom hem. I pretty much did the same thing with bias tape again, and I was left with one unfinished edge because I left original hem for the other side. Now just because I don't have a lot of width and I don't want to lose any, I'm not going to hem that raw edge. Instead, I'm going to place it on the shirt, right side to the right side, and I'm going to use zigzag stitch to sew across that line. This way I'm going to finish it off. And if you are doing the same thing, just make sure that your zigzag goes over the edge of your fabric, so it's almost like overlocking it, if that makes any sense. And this is how it ended up looking from the wrong side. you want to fold it over, press it in place, and then you will need to top stitch it. Now for the buttons, I just used my pins to mark the placement. I made sure that there is even spacing, and I used my lines on the fabric for that. Then I hand sewed these on, and that was it. These are the Chinese buttons that I'm using. I've got them from Amazon, but you can also just use ties to tie them together instead of these buttons. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, don't forget to hit subscribe, like this video, and I'll see you in my next one.